Hey everyone, thanks for joining me. Let's see if we have anyone hop on before I get started. Let me see about sharing that out. Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get started because I have some other things to work on tonight. So I want to get going. But what I want to talk to you today about is hair transplant versus PRP. And I know PRP is really huge, so I want to come on and do this really quick talk with you. And so for those of you that are new to PRP, what that stands for is platelet-rich plasma. Now, platelet-rich plasma, it's a non-surgical treatment used on the scalp, and it helps patients, it helps their hair follicles to stimulate hair growth. And what it does, it allows the ability to use the existing hairs, so it's going to increase the growth of the existing hairs while stimulating the growth for new ones. Hopefully that makes sense and you understand that. Now, PRP, it can be done by itself as a standalone treatment, or it could be combined with hair transplant and other hair restoration services. Now, there are several treatments that would have to be done in order for you to really receive the maximum benefit from the PRP. Now, some people, they may see hair growth, and then some, I've heard that they haven't seen hair growth at all. And the typical range for each treatment is between about the $800 to $1,200 range per treatment. But again, that just depends on the state that you're in, who you're having perform the service, and so on. Now, there are some caveats or some caution with the PRP, and one of them is being that you have to be very careful, because there could be damage done to your blood vessels and your nerves within your scalp. And so that is like what you need, to sustain healthy hair growth. And if that hair follicle or those nerves are damaged, then you won't have a chance of restoring your hair. And I've also heard that PRP is now not being covered by most medical insurances, and that they're starting to view that as a cosmetic procedure. So that is something that you definitely want to take into consideration if that's something that you're considering doing with PRP. Now, with hair transplants, of course, it is a more in-depth procedure, and it's surgical, unlike PRP where it was non-surgical. So hair transplants is surgical. It involves skin grafting, and normally what skin entails with skin grafting is that the plastic surgeon, what they'll do is they'll find hair where you have the strongest, the most healthiest hair, and then they'll extract the hair. It's called the donor hair. So they'll extract the donor hair from the healthiest part of your head, and they will transplant that hair and put it in the areas where you're experiencing the severe hair loss, severe thinning, the severe balding. And that, where they're placing that hair, that is called the recipient site. Now, if everything goes well with the hair transplant and the hair takes root, after a few months, you should start to see hair growth. Now, it's not a guarantee, and hair transplant is not for everyone as well. You have to really be experiencing significant amount of balding or thinning in a particular area of your scalp in order to be a candidate for it. Now, the typical range for hair transplant can range anywhere between $4,000 to $15,000. And again, it just depends on who you're going to have do the treatment, replace to do the procedure for you. Again, not everyone is a candidate, and this particular procedure, it's not covered by medical insurance as well. Again, medical insurance considers this to be a cosmetic procedure. So now the question always becomes, which is better? As I work with clients and I'm talking to them, and we're coming together with their plan. Sometimes they want to be in a rush, and they're just wanting their hair to come back, and so they'll toss around, what do you think about PRP, or what do you think about transplant? And so I'm a very big proponent of exhausting all possibilities, holistic possibilities, natural possibilities, before you even resort to other procedures such as PRP or hair transplant. And I always remain neutral, and I just inform my clients to, make the best decisions that will be based on you and what you're looking for, what the ultimate end result is. And so with that said, I will always opt for doing things the non-surgical way, the holistic way. That is what I prefer to do. And that's what I suggest to my clients. So you always have to weigh what will be the advantage. And I do know with either procedure, there's not a guarantee that they will work or you will see hair regrowth. And that's why it's very beneficial to work with someone like me, such as a trichologist, a hair and scalp specialist, because we can work with you to help heal your body on the inside and prepare your body should you decide that eventually you do still want to do the PRP or a hair transplant. Because what you don't want to end up doing is still have scalp inflammation going on within your scalp, or your hair is steady breaking off, it's brittle, it's not being able to sustain in a healthy hair environment for these procedures. And that's why it's good to work with me, because I can get to the root cause of what is causing your hair or certain hair conditions, and what else could be the underlying going on in your body. And so those are a few things that you always want to take into consideration. So not only do you want to do your research on these and find out, what are the rates and the growth that people have seen with these procedures, but you also, whenever you're dealing with any surgical procedures at that, especially with the hair transplants and the skin graft, you always want to go to more than one plastic surgeon to have your grafts done, because you want to be with objective people and to make sure that is these number of grafts needed, or can I have lesser grafts? And you just want to compare and make sure you're getting the most investment that you'll need for your body and for your hair type, and again, what your goals are going to be, what you're going to do as far as maintaining and the maintenance of it. So now these are some things for you to understand about hair transplant.